So I've been thinking about doing this for a while. This is a quick video tour around my home lab. Everything's shut down at the moment because I've just got back from holiday, so good time to have a look around and see what I'm running. So this is my media rack. I've got everything divided between two racks. This is my 24/7 hardware and also my home cinema system. So we start off with a DOCSIS modem at the top, which is Virgin Media, 250 megabit. I do get it, and I don't need to go any faster because, well, the only thing that really maxes out my connection is Steam downloads. This is a Raspberry Pi 3, which has got a touchscreen attached, and I use that for displaying dashboards. I've not yet got a good dashboard, so that's really shut down at the moment. Then we move into the cabinet. Right at the top is an EdgeRouter X SFP, which is currently serving as my main router. I do have a replacement in the form of a Banana Pi R4, but I'm struggling to get that working, so the EdgeRouter is back in place. There's also an Apple AirPort for 4th generation. This is the first dual band 11N. Bought that brand new in 2011 and it still works. Underneath is my core switch, which is Ubiquiti EdgeSwitch 24 Lite. It's not the PoE version. It's 24 port gigabit, and as you can see, I've got enough devices to basically fill it up. So that links straight back to the EdgeRouter. Underneath that is an APC AP9212 switched PDU, 8 outlets, built in 2001, just keeps ticking. Brilliant devices. So that its limit is that it's only SNMP version 1, so it has to be on an isolated VLAN. Underneath that is my storage switch. This is a Trendnet 2.5 gigabit 8-port switch with 2 SFP plus 10 gigabit uplinks. Now the 4 coloured cables, pink, red, orange and yellow, go to my NAS, which is this machine beside in here. So this is a self-built Fractal Node 304 chassis with 6 12TB hard drives, 6 1TB SSDs, and all 4 2.5 gigabit ports in a link aggregation group. So that provides all the storage for everything on my 24/7 systems. Also connected to that switch are the 4 hypervisors. So these are the hypervisors. They are HP 260 G1 USFF desktops. They're all identical. Core i3 4030U Haswell chips with 16 gigs of RAM and a 240 gig SATA SSD providing the OS, and they are a Proxmox cluster. So they're connected with the onboard 1 gigabit, goes back to the core switch, and that provides the VM network. They then have 2 USB network adapters each, one 2.5 gigabit going into the storage switch, which provides iSCSI. All of the VHDs are served from Poseidon via iSCSI, so each node does not need any local storage. It's just purely the OS, and everything else is served from the NAS, and that means that migration and high availability is very easy to achieve once you've got shared storage. And then they've also got a second 1 gigabit USB network adapter, which is connected to a 100 megabit switch, just a dumb switch, and that provides the CoroSync network, which is physically separated and allows the cluster to communicate. Underneath that is mostly my home cinema system. There is a PlayStation 2, a Wii, a Blu-ray player, a Roku 2 XS, which is not really working at the moment. I still need to address that. There's also a 4-port HDMI KVM, which connects the hypervisors and then allows me to access them via my TV, which I have to do quite regularly as there's a BIOS problem with the current version of the HP BIOS it seems to have broken UEFI secure boot. Brilliant. So I have to keep manually starting them up. Underneath that is a Wii U. Then most recently added is this AliExpress 10 gigabit switch. It's layer 3 capable, and it's currently linked back to, it links to the storage switch, my main rack, my gaming desktop, and my laptop, all 10 gigabit. Here's the other expensive hobby, and that's again linked back with 1 gigabit to the router. At present that would normally be 10 gigabit if they could get the Banana Pi working properly. Underneath that is a QB board 3 QB truck, which is just an ARM development board that has a SATA SSD, it's native SATA, and that serves as my monitoring system. It runs Uptime Kuma and do I have anything else on that? No, it's just basically Uptime Kuma, and that will send me a Discord ping if anything goes down. And there's my Xbox 360 and a great big amplifier. And the final thing is work in progress Kubernetes cluster is here. That's 2 Raspberry Pi 5s, 1 Pi 4 and a Rock 4 SE with an NVMe kit and SSD on it, and they're sitting on top of a power over Ethernet switch. They've all got power over Ethernet capability. 2 have got boards fitted, the other 2 do not. That's still experimental, as I still don't understand Kubernetes. And there's a 5th HP 260 here, which serves as my Proxmox backup server, which then dumps everything to this 3 terabyte USB drive once a day, and otherwise doesn't do very much. And finally there's another experimental Kubernetes setup here. These are Dell Wyse 3040 thin clients. They're x86 quad-core Atoms, 2 gig of RAM, and they run off 5 volts. So I've got those with power over Ethernet adapters as well. And that's the intention, is to run some kind of PoE powered Kubernetes cluster when I eventually understand the damn thing.